There are 428 games in my Steam library, and I've played maybe 10 of them. That's because when I married my wife, I didn't just get a spouse. I got access to her family's sacred birthright, Steam family sharing. It feels almost like a library of infinite knowledge full of answers to any who are brave enough to venture in. And today, I am that brave soul. I think I'm going to start with the first 10 alphabetically. The tier list is simple enough. S is incredible. I will play this again and probably finish it. A is pretty good. I may revisit it. B is good. I probably won't come back, but I enjoyed my time. C is mid. Definitely not coming back. D is a negative experience. And F is bad, unplayable, and I hated my time. The first game on this list is 20 Minutes Till Dawn, a survival roguelite inspired by Vampire Survivors. I love Vampire Survivors and was hopefully optimistic when I saw this game. The gameplay involves waves of little guys trying to steal your credit card information as you try to walk home alone in the dark. As you defeat enemies like the girl boss that you are, your weapons become upgradable with different options for different playstyles and builds. Like here, I got an upgrade that allows you to shoot 2 projectiles. Or here, whenever I reload, I blast a wave of projectiles in all directions. This allows for some very unique and fun builds and synergies that you might not have expected. It differs from Vampire Survivors in a few ways. It has a much more refined art style with gorgeous pixel art and art direction. It also has some gameplay mechanics that, dare I say, make the game more difficult and skill-based. The game also doesn't have slot machines, which I'm pretty sure made me develop an addiction to Vampire Survivors. This game is exciting, it's fun, and I cannot wait to play more. An easy S tier. On to the next game. The next game is Aegis Defenders, a primarily co-op, tower defense 2D platformer game. It revolves around a grandfather and daughter trying to figure out why everything is trying to kill them. But luckily, thanks to evolution, humanity prevails because of the Fortnite spike trap. This game is gorgeous. Its hand-painted pixel art makes my heart melt like a Van Gogh painting. The game is clearly designed for co-op, and that is wonderful. There aren't as many co-op games as I wish there was, and sometimes it's nice to sit down with a friend and share a moment. That being said, it felt a bit tedious to switch between characters to complete the level because I was playing alone. The tutorial was dense, with good reason because of the amount of mechanics to explain between combat and building machines to defend yourself from enemies. There is a ton here, and I appreciated the idea and its potential for good level design and challenge, but it didn't grab me emotionally or mechanically in the short time I spent with it. I think this is a B tier for me. It's an amazing game, but due to my dopamine-addicted brain, it may not be my cup of tea. I had never heard of this game before I played it, and neither have you. It is a post-apocalyptic game where you play as the world's worst therapist ever, Albert, a League of Legends player who's going crazy because he won't go outside and touch grass and is forced to talk to women. In fact, he can't go outside and touch grass because he is in a bunker and would probably die if he did that. This game is silly and has silly acting, which isn't a bad thing. The bad thing is you walk so slowly. You just kind of drunkenly stumble with no urgency in the world. When the police decide to take away your computer privileges, you have no choice but to fight your way out. This game isn't a bad idea by any means, but the clunky controls and slow movement seem to hurt it. Even once you can sprint, I don't feel like I am in a hurry. Overall, it felt derivative, janky, and slow, just frustrating. Interestingly enough, you can no longer even get this game. The developers girl-bossed a little too close to the sun and decided not to pay their royalties. The mysterious creature called Epic Games was summoned and removed the game's existence. Alchemy Garden is a cute sandbox game where you get to engage in naturopath remedies and sell essential oils to the elderly. It's similar to Stardew Valley, but with running a store and practicing the dark arts as your primary responsibility. Get to explore the world, discovering new combinations to brew different types of ketchup. The tutorial is a bit dense with lots of reading to do, but sadly, I don't know how to read, so I was confused most of my time playing it. Unlike the games it's taking inspiration from, it feels a bit lonely and empty. It's a pretty enough world, but not much to do in it. It might be better for bigger fans of cozy games, but it's not really quite my cup of tea. Maybe there's a game there, but I'm probably not coming back to it. Alekhines Gun is a stealth game similar to Thief, Metal Gear, or Hitman. It is set during the Cold War after JFK's assassination. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember much about the plot beyond that. I may have fallen asleep when they started mentioning boring historical events and conflicts, but you play as someone who for some reason is trying to sneak into some place. It's not the most intricate stealth system, but I do like that you can, in broad daylight, knock someone out and then switch clothes without any of the other guards noticing. The broad daylight thing is a little strange too. I almost feel vulnerable doing stealthy activities during the daytime. Also, I don't know if my game was bugging out or if it was intended to be this way, but my game was also really sped up and made it feel like an old cartoon. I enjoyed the jankiness. It made an entertaining time for me, but alas, if I played it again, it wouldn't be because it's good, it'd be for a laugh. Alien Breed Impact is a top-down action shooter set in space that opens with a gorgeous comic-style cinematic setting the stage for the sci-fi epic. But there is no time to enjoy the vibes because everything keeps blowing up. Our hero feels a bit left out and decides he would like to go contribute to the aforementioned blowing up of things. Luckily, all these little alien guys want to have some fun too and come play laser tag. The controls feel good and smooth and the visuals are perfect for the setting. This looks and feels exactly how it should. The one problem is, I don't really enjoy the progression. It feels like I'm going to a panel only to be told I need to go open another panel in order to access the panel needed to open the door that is needed to access another panel, and throughout all that, enemies feel copy and pasted without much variation. The level design is very unmemorable. I cannot figure out where I am and where I have been. This is of course a shallow dive into a deep ocean of gameplay, I am sure, but this alone left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Alina of the Arena is for all my fellow Slay the Spire fans. It's a roguelike deck builder that drops you straight into the action, no handholding. While Alina of the Arena borrows many ideas from Slay the Spire, it adds movement to the tools you have at your disposal, essentially adding a whole nother dimension to your gameplay. This game is good and it's difficult, a must-play for any lover of strategy games. The only problem is I did not understand the meta. In 20 minutes, learning another game's meta is daunting, especially when, as I said earlier, I don't know how to read. I often found myself bored, and that is not the game's fault. I just think if you're not immediately invested in learning a new game, it's probably not for you. It's a good game with strong design, I just didn't connect to it. It just didn't stick. Alpha Prime is a great first-person shooter with great pacing and zero bugs. It opens with a gripping opening scene that didn't leave me at all confused. My character's objective is clear and concise as I venture through this space station fighting enemies I run into. The level design did not feel lackluster and the pacing felt perfect. I think this game is exactly what an FPS should be, and every man, woman, and child should be legally mandated to play this. Not recommended unless you're in the mood for a janky, difficult shooter with no guidance. This is a game that takes a job you can do in real life and instead lets you pay to pretend to do it. You have access to all kind of real trucks and real products and drive across the country on real roads and highways. Sometimes a good peaceful drive is all you need to relax. It also appeals to my fondest dream of drivers letting you in when you are trying to get onto the freeway. This game is kind of special in a way I don't know how to explain. You have an almost liminal and surreal freedom similar to Grand Theft Auto, but without the stakes. I don't know if I feel motivated to play it much more than I have, but the times I did play I enjoyed. It's a solid experience overall, but personally I don't see myself coming back to it super frequently. Now, for the moment none of you have been waiting for, but hopefully help push my video into your algorithm. Among Us is a social deduction game like Mafia, teaching children that they should trust no one because their friends are lying about being human. I played in a public lobby where everyone just voted on whoever reported the body and didn't try much detective work. But the real charm of Among Us is when you're playing with friends. I remember playing this during the COVID pandemic, and it was a nice distraction from the world crisis we were living in. Just a chance to digitally meet up with some friends and take a break accusing each other of murder. Ultimately, the game has lost its replayability, at least for me. but I would maybe play with some friends for old time's sake. It's a solid game that's great for short bursts with friends, but lacks the lasting appeal for solo play. I think this is a great place to end the first video in this series. It has been a lot of fun to make a dent in my Steam library and play some games I might not otherwise have played. Not to mention take a break from working on my game Pinball Purgatory. If you don't know what that is, it's because you didn't see my last devlog, and that's embarrassing, and everyone is laughing and pointing at you. But thank you for watching this video. If you want to see me play through more of my library, feel free to like and subscribe. We are currently 2.3% of the way through. Wait, 2.3%? That can't be right. How is it only 2.3%?